coming down out there. Okay, so before my drink gets totally messed up, okay, so this is supposed to be red, white, and blue, but I didn't realize I didn't have any regular lemonade. I had pink lemonade, so I guess it is red, pink, and blue. Hi, new grad. Oh, let me turn this down. Hi, new grad. Let me see. I think I was rushing. Probably would have been better had I not been rushing. So I'm just going to pour this on top of it. I am well. How are you? How's your, who's today? Wednesday been? Well, it's okay. Yes, I told Martina she better get her butt on here because she's the one that made me come live, because every night she's like, are you coming on tonight? Are you coming on tonight? And so I told her it's storming here. That didn't turn out how it was supposed to, but oh well. And of course, Parker is right underfoot and will not move because of the rain. Hi, Phil Hill. Hi, Michelle. Bye, Parker. Get down. Bye. So, what's the weather like where you're at? Because we have thunder, lightning, rain, storming. I guess this is our fall rainy season. Scalp scratching. I have never listened to somebody get their scalp scratched. Interesting. Now, I do like sleeping by rain. Hi, Kobe White. Oh, it was really warm? Okay, I see that. Yeah, they made it seem like it was going to be a little bit of rain, and it was drizzling, and then the next thing you know, it's been pouring down. I had actually literally got in the bed, and I was like, oh, if I don't get on here, I told Martin that I was coming, and so, yeah, so here I am. So I guess I would give it a few minutes. I had a whole drink planned for last night. It was a red, white, and blue drink. I think I messed it up because I thought I had, you're supposed to use lemonade in the middle. And I had pink lemonade instead of regular lemonade. Okay, BKJ, I don't ever think I've seen you in the chat. Hello. So it's kind of like, you can see a tinge of the red at the bottom, and then the middle was supposed to be like the lemonade, which would have been white, and then the blue liquor at the top. Yeah. It don't taste bad. Don't taste as good as my lemon drop martini. Oh, hold on, y'all. I need my fan. Hold on. Move, Parker, please. Please, please, please. I have been so hot lately. I don't know why. Did I lose everybody? So, what's new? What's new? I hadn't been on for a week. I think a week. I don't know what. When it rains, oh, there you go. I was getting ready to say, if I didn't see you, I was going to email you, ma'am. Because I'm on here because of you. And I hope you hear the rain in the background. Yes, Miss Martina. Oh. Okay, Parker, please. When it rains and thunders and stuff, oh my gosh, it's like he is part of my skin. He is so close to me. No, we're not playing right now. Oh my gosh. You know what? Let me tell y'all something tonight. I am not up for the bullshit tonight, Adam Sanchez. I'm really not. So, I'm trying to be nice, but I will cuss your ass out tonight. How about that? Huh? How about that, Adam? How about I was gonna say something vulgar, but I'm not. How about you take your ass on to somebody else's channel? How about that one? And quit with the bullshit. And where's YouTube with that? They always monitoring stuff. Why don't they monitor some of these crazy ass trolls that be in people's chats? Well, I'm going to say this, and then I'll let that be my one thing. I was going to wait till more people got in the chat, and if anybody wanted to express themselves for about 5 or 10 minutes, we could do that, because I don't have an issue with people expressing themselves. I have seen on some other YouTubers' channels saying, don't bring that negative talk and all that. Well, I don't consider it necessarily negative talk. I consider it where people needing to express themselves, get it out their system, and then we move on, because people are very disappointed. And so I think it's wrong to tell them that, especially if they're your subscribers, and this lady, these subscribers be sending her all kind of money, and she lives off of that money that they send her. The least you could do is let them express themselves and then say something encouraging and then move on. But, you know, everybody's different. I was kind of, I really didn't like what she said. And then she was like, her point would have been more valid if she believed in God. But she was like, Trump nor Kamala dictates, you know, how my year is going to be, how my life is going to be. Thank you, Martina. And that's true. But we still live in this space here, and we still have to adhere to the laws of this land, do we not? And so, my thing is, when the laws affect you in a certain way, You do have something to say. I pretty much said it in my little short earlier. I was shocked. I literally cried a little bit this morning, and I was up at 3:30 because I started work at 4 because I had a doctor's appointment, so I modified my shift so that I could work at least 5 hours, go to my doctor's appointment, then I just took the rest of the day off. I didn't even go back to work. I was going to work 3 more hours, and I was like, I'll just use PTO. Because I'm glad I did because I didn't feel like it. But I think, you know what, this is the first time, to be totally honest, in all the years since I've been able to vote, this year was the first time I felt it so internally, and I think it's because of my age, all that I've seen in the years that I have lived. And see, for some, the younger ones, they don't understand. I remember segregation. I went to school when the schools were segregated. I remember how it was when women didn't really have as many rights as we do now. And they're slowly being taken away. Hey, Sandy and Chris. So for me, as a woman, this election made me feel like I was non-existent. And it's like they're trying to put me back in the 1950s. And the thing is, we still don't rank as high as men, and they don't like where we're at. And like I told my sister, I don't care what nobody say, the men of the United States did not want a woman president. And that was the bottom line. That was the bottom line. The young ones, the middle-aged ones, and the old ones did not want, which is so ironic to me since we're supposed to be one of the superpowers of the world. But you got other countries who have had women presidents and leaders, you know, leadership, heads of state and all this other stuff. After I heard that she had lost, you know what, this is so petty of me, but I did delete all my news channels. And I did because I just didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it. And then as a person, you know, let me say this. We have had crappy presidents before. He ain't the first one. And it's not to say that she was going to be this great president, because both sides are pretty shitty if you look at it. Democrats and Republicans. But the thing is, he had a track record that we had already seen that was messed up. And so what does that say to other countries when we would put an old ass man whose memory is he's just as bad as Biden. And the things he's done, I mean, he's talked about, he called Kamala Harris a C-U-N-T. I'm not even going to say the word. A C-U-N-T. The media played a role, but he did a lot himself. He didn't have to say the things he said. But this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they know he may not last them 4 years. I think they're really trying to put the knucklehead behind him in office. Because I'm wondering if they weren't the ones that was trying to get rid of him. But they know that, they know how he is. And so really, the little short man that ran with him as vice president, I think they're setting him up to be president. I could be wrong. Oh, he gonna eat his McDonald's, girl. He's going to do that. Oh, his father was like that. His father was a slumlord who was very racist. Most of his properties were pretty shitty properties. And, yeah. And he didn't want to rent to people of color. You know, there's so much going on that we don't know about that's so connected. So that's when I hear people say, I don't want to discuss this. You're not looking at the big picture. Okay, so just this is something so simple that 'cause I listen and research and do a lot of different things, that stuff that I don't always put on here because I don't know if people are ready for it or if the topic is going to be too much for them or they're going to get hurt. You know how people get mad about stuff. But now look how things are so connected. You know, we got the big story about Diddy going on, right? Okay, so we do also know that the president can pardon anybody he wants to. He has the ability to give anybody a pardon that he wants to, and he could do it every day that he's in office if he wants to. Nobody can stop him. They can advise him, but that's a power that's been bestowed on the president of the United States. So what's rumbling in the background is that Sean Combs and his lawyers are getting together to present this to Trump because you know that Sean Combs gave Elon Musk $80 million to buy Twitter. Elon Musk is now buddies with Donald Trump. Oh, new grad, you fine. What you apologizing for? You fine. So now, Elon Musk and Trump are buddies, and then Bezos, he was going to, because you know he owns the New York Times, the New Yorker, whatever it is. I think it's New York Times. They were going to support Kamala Harris, but they backed out, and this year they didn't support anybody. But that was because Trump said that he wasn't going to let him get the money that he's been getting from the federal government. So now he went and had a meeting with Trump. Well, Bezos is also friends with Diddy. The Kardashians are friends with Trump. Diddy is friends with the Kardashians. You see how all these people are connected? So his lawyers can talk. I guarantee that his lawyers are going to talk to Elon Musk and have him talk to Trump about giving Diddy a pardon. So the odds are he may not do any time but the time he's doing right now, because he can get pardoned for everything. And you know Trump is not going to go to jail or have to pay any restitution for everything that he's been charged for. So I guarantee you, sure as my name is Deborah, he is going to try to get rid of everybody that came against him in New York. And Fonnie Willis in Georgia, she just got reelected. Ma'am probably won't have her job next year at this time because he's vindictive. He is going to get them back. Sure as my name is Deborah. I think it's a good possibility that he will pardon him because you do know before when he was in office, he pardoned all kinds of people that shouldn't have been pardoned. But they don't talk about it. So there's a lot of things that happen that we don't pay attention to because all we look at is our little world, our 2 or 4 and no more. But all of it affects us, whether we want to believe it or not. If he pardons this man, what does that say to Diddy? That means he has gotten away with the ultimate. All these years he's been getting away with stuff. But now the president pardons you for rape, molestation, trafficking, all these things he's done. And why wouldn't he? He's been involved in all kind of crazy stuff himself. He'll probably pardon Weinstein. Maybe Bill Cosby might get one even though he's out. He's going to let all of the people that stormed the Capitol last 4 years ago that's in prison now, he's going to pardon them. The police will now have the ability to pretty much do whatever the hell they want, and they won't have to go do any time for it. He's getting rid of the education department. They will not talk about slavery in school. So once he gets in there and gets this going, the younger children will not ever hear about what contributions their ancestors made in this country and how they pretty much built it off the back of their sweat. There's just so many things that he wants to do. Yeah. And see, the thing is, yeah, he's out, but he might get pardoned for everything, so it doesn't look like he ever did any time. That's what I'm saying. And then the pardon, you can get pardoned for a federal, it has to be federal though, before you ever go to trial, while you're having your trial, and after you've been convicted. Hi, BP. I didn't know that part. I thought most people we hear about get pardoned after they've been convicted, but it can be at any time. Oh yeah, but my thing is, so what? You're gonna go around and check everybody, see if they got a green card? But see, they do this stuff in Texas and New Mexico anyway, but people don't want to talk about it. They go around and do these checks to get rid of people and send them back. You know, I'm just wondering, where do people of color fall into this? And see, the thing is, he doesn't care about this stuff. It's all about, for him, power and money. So the stuff that happened to the people at the bottom, what does he care? I mean, that's what people are so stupid. Okay, he said illegal, but let me say this. Let's say I'm Hispanic, and maybe I got a business in the town, and I'm competing with another business in this small town, right? And so maybe I got the Hispanic population buying at my store. Let's say I own a store, and they're no longer buying at the local Five and Dime that's been here 50-some years. Well, let's say the owner of that store is of Caucasian persuasion, and they're in good with the police because the police been knowing their family for the last 100 years. And if I feel like these people over here are probably illegal, even if they're not, but see, they're my competition, what's to stop them from being crooked and saying that these people shouldn't be here just to get rid of them so they don't have no competition? Y'all know how they do stuff. It don't have to be above board. It doesn't. I mean, you can have a crooked social worker and a crooked cop come to your house and swear that you was a bad parent and take your child. Sure can. I mean, there's so many things that I have been finding out about behind the scenes that is scary crazy. To the point that I'm like, am I living in an alternate world here? Am I looking through a window and I'm watching the real me over there, and I somehow got in the other world? Because I don't know. The stuff that's happening in the United States is just off the chain. And if this man does what he wants to do, we will no longer be a superpower. They'll make us be, as they say, a third world country, because he's so ignorant. He really believes that these other countries that want to be the world power, the country that has all the power and the control, do you think they are really being friends with the United States, where we've always been the king on the hill? That's where Russia and China have always want to be. So I would be your friend, yes, just so that I can knock you off that pedestal. Not that we've been up there for a minute, I don't think. It's just so much. It's just so much of who know who. But the bottom line is, if you have money in the United States, you can do what you want. That's the bottom line. He did not lie when he said that he could go out on Fifth Avenue and murder somebody and get away with it. It's the truth. He sure can. Why? Because he has money. Now let me go out there and do that. I'll be up underneath the jailhouse. But yeah, okay. Did I get it all out? Hopefully I did. So, and I know that was Chris Smart Butt talking about why did we vote him in. You know damn well that I did not vote that man in. So, yeah. Yeah. So we will see. We will see how stupid the United States looks for the next 4 years. What kind of ignorant comments he's going to make. Will he be trying to give us bleach again to drink? Lord knows, I hope we don't have another pandemic or some type of health crisis while he's in. And people seem to think that he was the one that gave them money during the pandemic. He did not. That was Congress had to vote that money in, and he didn't want to give it to us. It was Congress. And it was our damn money. It was taxpayer money. So all they did was give us back the money that we pay them. Oh yes, they probably having parties, new grad. They probably doing his dancing in the streets. I thought it was ironic though that you had not seen his daughter the whole time he's been running, but then once he won, she decided to show up. Because I figure if he had not won, she was trying to keep her distance. Get down. I'm not going to tell you again. So yeah. Like I say, if you have money, you can do anything. And that is so very, very, very sad that money allows you to be some of the most all I can think of is evil. With money, you can be as evil, commit the most horrendous crimes possible, and you can get away with it. Yeah. Because all this stuff, you know, with Diddy, Weinstein, Epstein, it's funny because people don't believe it's true. And I think it's because we just can't accept that there's that type of evil on this earth. And I know people don't believe in the God, the devil, and all that. But I hope they do know that there is evil and there is good and there's spirits, however you want to look at it, evil, negative power, positive power. Both of those do exist here. And there is a underbelly, definitely, and I'm sure it's not just here, but I live here in the United States, that runs underneath what we live on, that is so evil that I think that it would scare the average person. And people don't want to talk about it, they don't want to discuss it, they don't want to know about it. So when it pops its ugly head every now and then, we're all shocked, but this stuff is not new. I don't think she wants to go back to the White House. She wasn't real keen of being a first lady anyway. You didn't really see her. She was the one that took out the whole dang on rose garden that, was it Jackie Kennedy put in? One of the first ladies put it in. They released some. They started releasing them some years ago. There is a. It was a big deal for a minute, and then it kind of just died out. I don't think. Okay. Hi, hearing eyes. I believe in God. So, just like God created Earth, why would he create other planets and not have something inhabiting it, right? Well, whoever said that we were the only ones that existed? It's just like when they thought that the Earth was flat. You know what I'm saying? The world was flat. So we don't know. Somebody says it, so we just believe it. The news isn't going to report on it. I had seen where it was I want to say it was in California, where a young guy and I think it was his two cousins were in the backyard, and this UFO had landed, and they saw, I guess, one of the inhabitants of the spaceship, and they were able to get it on film. The dad came out because he heard them. I don't know if they were screaming. I can't remember it fully. He came out. He seen it, and then there were other people in the neighborhood who had seen where it had landed. Everybody was calling in. Homeland Security came to the people's home, cordoned it off. They had put cameras and stuff all around the house, and then they came back like a week later. And they kept saying that the people were lying, they didn't want to discuss it or anything like that. So, let's just put it like this. Our government is not honest with us, okay? They're just not honest with us. You know, if you look at all the experiments they have done on us over the years, especially military. Oh, they love experimenting on the military. You know, and then they'll cover it up. It took people, there are veterans who are now still just getting paid for the Agent Orange that the United States sprayed on their own people from Vietnam. Because they fought that tooth and nail. They finally decided to say that the anthrax that they made us shoot in our own bodies may have caused some damage a few years ago for Desert Storm, and they just came out last year, end of last year, saying that the oils and stuff that was burning in Kuwait affected our lungs, and you know, that's where my sinuses and allergies and all this stuff come from, because I was 50 miles from the Kuwait border. So burning fumes was all I saw all day long. You could see it hovering over, sort of like fog. Could be. Could be. Because you know there was a lot more pictures back in the day when they were denying it. So I have to say, I'm sure this is Chris that just put this message up here. Do you believe that the people who have said that they have been taken and experimented on and then sent back, do you believe that's true? I wonder if it's a UFO or is it some newer type of spy equipment or something like that. Now, see, new grad, my sister has MS and a whole lot of autoimmune diseases, and so we were trying to see if some of that might have came from, because we have two different dads, from her dad, who was my stepfather, because he died from stuff from the Agent Orange. But it took years for them to even admit that the things he had going on with him was from Agent Orange. And see, they still won't admit. There's been tests done saying that the offsprings of veterans who have had the Agent Orange chemicals on them, that their children do have some type of different types of illnesses, but the government hadn't officially said that that's true, because then they don't want to have to compensate. Really? Okay. Gary Nolan. There are so many topics and things that we could talk about that these are conversations I have with myself because, you know. Now, these are things that I like to talk about, but I find that the average person, they don't care. They just don't care. They, like I said, I have a lot of things that I talk about with myself, or if I find other like-minded people. But, you know, for the most part, people just want to joke and play, and, you know, they don't, it's like they don't want to know anything. Sandy says she don't care. Well, I know a lot of people who don't, and that's okay. I guess I'm just one of those people that's on the inquisitive side that wants to know stuff. And I think it's because information is so readily available. I was telling, I don't know who I was talking to, it might have been my son, I can't remember. But I was saying the difference is information is so readily available now